Good afternoon, dear colleagues. In order to catch the library of the future, we need to ask ourselves, what is a library we are trying to catch? Answering the question professionally is the answer the library is an institution, but more modern and user-centric answer is that the library is people, creators, users, employees. By trying to catch the library of the future, we are looking for the people of the future, their needs, and how they want to do things in the future. What are the people's challenges today and probably in the future? Familiar to all of us on daily basis, too many systems, tasks, interruptions, and too little time in your day. Is a profession of librarian destined to disappear as a capacity for artificial intelligence increases, digitalization and self-services are expanding? Probably not, because jobs of the future will be both people and death-centric. We will reach the library of the future by developing the digital competencies of our employees. We need to update curricula to meet the changing needs of users and the skills needed by employees. In order to catch a future, it is necessary to define also the current situation. The evaluation of the library is still made by a person, whether a service provider or user. It is not easy to describe the situation in general. However, the quality of the service is often decided by the user on the basis of the weakest library and in terms of which service he or she cannot use, while the service provider decides on the basis of the strongest library and how many different services are offered already at a good level. It is important to reduce the gap between the service provider and the user's view. We can rely on studies to identify people's needs. In 2018, the Enterprise Estonia and research company Kantar Emor, in cooperation with the Ministry of Culture, conducted a unique survey of two cultural areas, Estonian museums and libraries, visitors and non-visitors. The main objective of the research was to analyze the reasons for visitation and non-visitation of those institutions. The obtained results contribute to the policymaking and further activities that could further increase the attractiveness and attendance of Estonian museums and libraries. In the overview, I focus on the main results of libraries, but you can read more about the study on the website of the Ministry of Culture, where you will find full study in Estonian and also a summary in English. The main reason for visiting a library is the pleasure of reading and the publication selection that responds to the reader's needs. A quarter of visitors pointed out different reasons related to studies, hobbies, or work. Two most mentioned reasons for non-visiting libraries were lack of time and buying books or other publications. Strongest side of Estonian libraries, according to respondents, are a suitable and easily accessible location, public space and meeting place, wide and sufficient selection of books and other publications. The service is at good level. In the libraries, the use and availability of e-services and current communication activity are the main weaknesses. Mainly people have not visited libraries, websites and information systems, but the willingness to find out more about the content of libraries and library collections via digital resources and to get an access to library digital publication through web can be considered relatively high. The problem is both in quality of services and in the development of digital literacy in general. In addition to the central databases, The institutions' websites and other online resources and their visibility should be critically reviewed. In the case of libraries, the need to deal with the image becomes apparent. It needs to be modernized both in the wider population and among businesses. There is a great interest and need for library services in society, but in the field we face challenges. However, there are some trends in respondents-free responses and attitudes that can be brought out. Bigger willingness to use libraries services in the future are in the field of welfare and health issues, but also lifelong learning, trainings, or debates concerning local community issues and qualification improvement training. While developing activities, the focus should be directed towards those services with the highest potential. The analysis reveals more precisely that to increase libraries' visitation rates, the type with the biggest potential is interested non-visitors, who hasn't yet visited libraries because they are lacking time for purchasing books. It is somewhat surprising that well-being and health issues proved to be very topical in the field of libraries and museums. Some steps have already been taken, such as renting musical instruments and sports equipment, or health and nutrition workshops. Therefore, the more precise content of similar services definitely need further attention, research, and discussion. The survey revealed, among other things, the services that visitors and potential visitors want, but which libraries do not yet offer or offer in a limited way, and provide knowledge on how to engage more efficiently the target groups currently excluded from libraries. The study also looked for ways to involve companies in order to work in an objective and mutually beneficial way. Based on expectation for future services among companies, can be outlined cooperation events, product developments and product testing, distant working, local community events, IT collaboration. While looking at companies' expectations, besides using library rooms and opportunities, digital development has high potential. It includes offering specialized digital books and publications, as well as using one united e-catalog instead of 3 different ones to look up at and lend publications from all Estonian libraries. We should start with introducing libraries' role in the economy by creating better and wider understanding on how libraries are able and participate in and contribute to the economy. The survey showed the population's interest and readiness to use library services. Therefore, it is time to formulate the development trends in the field and the scope of cooperation, how to continue to offer your environment, but also how to be an active leader and a participant. I would like to highlight the idea of the Bill Gates. Power comes not from knowledge kept, but from knowledge shared. This could be the motto of libraries and librarians supporting our mission. Libraries cannot avoid new trends in society, such as sharing and circular economy, innovation, including new technologies, artificial intelligence, digitalization. We share knowledge from employee to employee and employee to user, share infrastructure and collections. Also, we can share the competence of librarians. Libraries should act as a service network for the users. We can work together instead of competing, provide easy access for virtual reader and self-services, use more robots, technology and e-services, automate manual work in work segments that require less human contact, develop jointly sharing services. The function of the library in society has changed. Libraries are inclusion, a meeting place for thoughts and people. The task of libraries must be to create services that create value for people. However, through cooperation and sharing economy, library services must increasingly contribute to resource efficiency and manage the resources more efficiently through their life cycle. The library can focus on activities that increase social interaction and people-to-people communication and increase a sense of belonging in the community to improve people's quality of life. It is important for current residents and attracts new people. The library service is already environmentally friendly by nature. People use publication repeatedly. However, it is necessary to encourage people to make more use of the library by affirming that the library service leaves a smaller ecological footprint and is more environmentally friendly than owning many publications. Cooperation between libraries, companies, organizations, and stakeholders based on people's needs and economic trends supports human well-being and saves the environment. Thank you.